Hi, this is Kevin Gonzalez from the EFVT team. Basically, I'm just going to give you an overview of all the work we've done this summer. The project owner is Masood Sajjadi. And let's get to it. So I'm going to take you to the live website. There's a video before this one of the settings. If you guys want, you guys could check that out. It's basically, it goes a little bit into the code for the settings, which was a big feature for this summer, and you could see some of the graph and stuff like that. Here I'm going to show you the live website. Everything's on production. Anything that's kind of missing, like for example, you won't be able to see the chart here because we just have no data on the server yet. But everything works locally, everything has been tested, everything builds properly. So everything should work once we have the data here. Anyways, I'm just going to go show you the things that we've done just from the user side. So here we're going to log in. We're going to log in through administrator. Lowercase a. Alright, so in here we have three little pages to show you. One major feature that we implemented is sharing. Before we weren't able to share anything, we were able to share the graphs and so on and so forth, but now we can. So here we have the email template. As administrator, you could fix the default text in here. So you could go here, edit, allow us to edit everything. That's, for example, sharing 1, 2, 3. Let's just delete that, and you'll see it later on. We could save the format. You'll see it later on that it'll show when we try to share something. So that's the first thing on the administrative side. Here we have reports. Masood asked us to generate some reports and find a way for the administrator to actually find them. So we created this page, the report management. And here you can see we have Word documents, PDFs, monthly reports. You could add a different report format, get the specific trader you're targeting, the title, the regular expression, and enable it on and off. We could do that. And here you press plus, and you will see all the documentation that we have and all the reports that we have saved in our system. Of course, we just pushed all of this. There's no data in the system yet, and the server just doesn't have it. But here, it would show up. You could click on it, and you would see it on the screen. And you could save it. You could do several things with it. Same thing here. You have PDFs, and here you have some HTML monthly reports. And again, you could add anything you want. You could edit them if you want to edit the regular expression to filter or whatnot. And here you could delete. Remember, this is the administrative side, so not everyone's going to have the power. Check out here the monthly reports. You have the basic trader and the advanced trader. And here you could also limit the amount of entries you want to see. So that's it for this report management. We can go to user management. We've also implemented this. Basically, you have all the different accounts. You could see all the different accounts. Again, same style as a report, so nothing new here. And basically, you could view it, enable it on and off. You could lock the accounts, so you could edit some of the account settings. And then here, you could actually just impersonate it. So we're going to go we're going to go show you how that works, and we're going to go into Trader so we can explain the settings. So here you can see we have the sharing up here. If you click on email, here a little pop-up comes up, and as you can see, the 1, 2, 3 is missing, which we edited on the administrative side. So here we have put somewhere to go and put some email. We click send, and it'll send there. And of course, we could edit everything else. So In here again, we don't have the graph showing just because we don't have the data points, but everything works locally. And if you want to actually see what the graph looks like, you can go to the previous video, and the previous video shows the first draft of all of this and how it looked like and the development behind it. So if you're working on the code for this, you can see how to add a new feature or what was the order we did. So in here, we have a little legend showing you what the open is, the highest, the lowest value, and the close value. In here, I added the settings rules because later on I'm going to show you some of the settings. They have a little bit of error correction, and I just wanted to make it available to the users so that they see that something's not working as they think it should. It's because of this. So up here we have the toolbar. Basically, when we go to settings, the first indicator is the toolbar, and this is just visual. So here we're gonna go turn off time interval. Right now they're all toggled on. We're gonna turn off time interval, we're gonna turn off moving average, and we're gonna turn off date search. In short, this is just a shortcut. So we click apply. As you saw, the date search right here disappeared. If we go up, you're going to see that the other two things disappeared that we checked. So these are just shortcuts, and you can turn it on and off. Where we're going to go to indicators, this was another big feature, all the indicators for the graph itself. They're located in the settings, but that was a separate feature in itself. The settings and the UI design was another complete change. In here we have the moving average, we have the volume, we have the crosshairs. You can turn them on and off to show them on the graph or not. Here you can change the color. Here you can change the option in which it's moving on, and whether it's taking the average upon the close, upon the open, upon the medium. Usually the convention is closed, but you have the freedom to change that. Up here, just to show you that it works, here these serve the same purpose. You could change it on and off. So I'm going to click on volume, and before you saw that it was clicked on, now it's clicked off. I'm going to click on it again, I'm going to turn off crosshairs, and crosshairs turned off. So no worries about that. In graph, you're going to see all the options for the graph. Now, here you have the time intervals, same deal as it was in the toolbar. Basically, it's going to show you the data within every minute of data, every 5 minutes of data, or in this case, every 4 hours of data. Quite simple. Here we have the graph style, we have a candlestick, we have the bar chart, which is basically it shows you the same information as the candlestick with just the bar, and here we have the line chart, which is based off the close. Here, up here, it's already in candlestick. Up here you could change it. I click on bar, this will change to bar. So here we have the title color, the label color, the candlestick bowl color, the candlestick bear color. You can see all of that in the previous video. Here we have the background, we have the foreground, we have the line color for the line chart, we have the bar color for the bar chart. And these guys right here, this is what the setting rules are referring to. So number of data points, you could limit the amount of time frames you want to see. So if you want to see 16, so if you have it in minute intervals, right? Let's say you have it on minute intervals. Every time you say 16 points, then you're only going to see 16 points. Okay. Here for volume view, the percentage is just showing you when the volume is enabled, it's going to take up that much percentage of the bottom of the graph. And the Y margin is basically just the same thing, but for the Y margin. So the highest, if there's a 5%, the highest data point is not going to be at the edge of the graph, it's going to be off 5% of the graph. Same thing for the bottom. These two play together, so the volume is going to take up the bottom 15, then you're going to see your main data, and then you're going to see the 5% gap. If this has 25, which is the max, then you would see, okay, 15% of the graph, then you're going to see the remaining 10 for the Y margin on the bottom, then you're going to see the main graph, and then you're going to see the 25%. There is some error correction here for all three of these. So down here, let's say I want to put -3 is going to be incorrect. Up here, we're going to put 100% Y margin, which we do not allow. And here we're just going to put some letters. We're going to click apply, and it's all going to go to the defect. If you put a number lower, it's going to round off to the lowest number. Higher is going to round up to the top number. If you put something else incorrect, like the letters, it's just going to show you something different. Okay. So last thing on the settings is the templates. So right now we don't have any templates saved, but as you saw, we were changing some things as we went. So the templates are just the settings. Basically, if I want to save this setting, Kevin's settings, which you guys remember, the date isn't showing, the time intervals isn't showing, and we changed the bar style from candlestick to bar, I believe. The chart style from candlestick to bar. We're going to save it. This is saved. So now if we go down here, you're going to be able to see templates, load template, and you see Kevin's settings here. We could delete it. You could load something new. Before I delete it, I'm going to show you that this was just loaded. Okay, once you saved it, it was just loaded. So let's click load again. Up here, once we log out, let's log out. And I'm going to log in as a trader now. But you should see that all the features that are going to be there are going to be Kevin's settings. It's not going to be the default settings that we had earlier. So there you saw the default settings for a second, and then it came loaded this. Yours are the settings that we established. Now we could go back here, go to templates. We just loaded it, and we could also delete it. Perfect, and you see everything back to normal. So that was an overview of basically everything that we did. Just to go over it in brief what we did, just a little summary. First thing we did, we added the settings. We added graph sharing. We actually fixed all the graph that was here previously, which was not there was basically no graph. So we had to implement the graph. We did the reports. We did the administrative side, the administrative management. We did some memory saving for the data. It started off as caching, but then between Masood and developer Fernando, they decided that we may save that for another time, and we have actually sessions now, which is very similar. It's a step in the right direction. And we have the indicators, which is another great feature, and we also refactored all the code to basically show up in this brand new architecture in which the program is running in. So we delivered 8 big, huge features in a matter of 4 sprints. And that's the summary. If you have any questions, you could ask me. You could email me, Kevin Gonzalez 224 at fiu.edu, or message the project owner, Masood Sajjadi. And here's his email. And have a good day, everyone. That's all for me.